Hey there, and welcome back to the full release of Inkbound, the roguelike action strategy game by Shiny Shoe. So our goal in this series, as you may recall from the past couple episodes, I want to try and explore different trinkets for the aspects. I think I know how to win very reliably with a very specific set of trinkets, and the challenge that you're then faced with is how do you diversify your gameplay style? The thing about the game is that if you're trying to win streak, it's easy to do it because you can build yourself in such a way and pick your threats and how you approach the run so that you essentially almost can never lose, right? Blaze of Brigid Weaver, for instance, is extremely confident in a win. And that is who we're going to be focusing on today, the Weaver. So, previously, on the previous episode, specifically of the Weaver, I played Blaze of Brigid. I think this is extremely reliable. It is a very strong offensive approach. You then spend your entire early game focusing on the defense, and hopefully come out ahead there. I want to explore different stuff. I think you could also potentially win with Everfrost of Arcturia and essentially go in on Frostbite early so that you do enough damage to push through and then find Frostfire later, which you can synergize with thanks to Weaver's automatic sort of burn stacks built up in its kit. So that I think is a functional line. That said, I do think Cone of Frost always showing up in your binding drafts is not good. Cone of Frost is a bad vestige, or binding rather, in my opinion. I could go into a lot of details on it, why I think it's bad, why I don't think it's really conducive to the Frostbite build in general, but my personal suggestion is avoid Cone of Frost. It's not good. Everything else is better in some way or shape or form. Even for builds that would normally lean into Frostbite. The only time I've ever used Cone of Frost has been on Star Captain, and it always results in desperation runs, basically, where I'm scrambling to find damage and things. So, I don't really recommend it, but regardless. What I really want to explore, and why I have it selected, is I really want to explore spikes on Weaver. Weaver is like naturally very defensive, and as a result is able to hopefully and pretty consistently sustain itself. This is not guaranteed. You need to play your early game very close to the chest, very safe. You're looking for defensive picks primarily. Things like Vigor set, things like Shielding Bastion set, anything that restores health. Orblord 3 is a great example. We're always trying to go in on Orblord 3 on this particular build, stuff like that. And you're doing that because you want to survive. Usually, and I'm going to point this out in the collections, I think if we go to Augments on Weaver, you'll notice immediately that all of the defensive picks, so like Sturdy Threads, Defensive Constrict, and Patchwork Stitch are all rare bindings. There are no defensive uncommon bindings for Weaver. You don't see rare augments guaranteed until the beginning of Book 2. What does that mean? That means your Book 1 is very dicey because you're not guaranteed to find any of these. You could, of course, high roll and roll up an upgrade or something and find a rare, and that's cool if you do. That's fantastic. We love to see it, but it's very risky. So you're relying on your vestiges early. It's one of the reasons why I think, Forgery Forge is really strong on Weaver, because this creates a very powerful spike of power at the Book 1 boss when you go to the Carver for the first time. So, neat, right? Neat. But we'll see what we end up on. I'm going to try it. I want to see if I can make spikes work. It'll be kind of a fun little approach. Because you normally think about spikes and go, yeah, that's probably what? The Obelisk? A very defensive build in general. But it should work here too, right? I think it should anyway. Regardless, as always, do like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And let's see what we pull off today. Hopefully we'll be able to get a win on this. Hopefully it's not too bad. Alright. One nice thing I'll say about Essence of Quillian that I really appreciate is you always get Shield Wall. You always get Shield Wall. What is this? Runestone's hands gain health and do damage. Alright. I kind of feel like fighting Shadow of Runestone here, so let's do it, right? Yeah, it seems good. I like it. I don't feel like fighting Cinder. What do we roll into today? Tourist Trap, Pacifism, Overstimulated. Pacifism is risky. We may end up relying on physical damage and omni damage in order to actually do damage with spikes, though we could potentially get away with some of it based on simply spiked damage, which is not affected. Tourist Trap. I only really ever consider this at the beginning of Book 2 is an option, because you really only are forced to see a couple carvers at that point, and you're not earning a lot of money beyond that. So it's never that terrible. You just avoid all in-book carvers until the very end. Now, that said, Proving Grounds is horrifying. Absolutely, I'm not taking Proving Grounds Book 1. No chance. You cannot force me to face Janus and basically RNG my run against whatever challenge modifier he rolls into. Sentry Mode is AGG, for sure. So, we don't do that. Now, Overstimulated, it basically just says I take a little bit of damage. Annoying, but doable. This is damage input every turn, so... okay, we'll just have to increase our sustain a bit more. It gets you some cash, which I appreciate, but it gets me into the Vengewood, and I think Lusk is the most viable pick of all three of these bosses, so we're going to go that route. None of these are going to change my trinket selection at all. So let's do Overstimulated, see what we roll into. Okay, hopefully we pull off some defense. It's easy to get tricked into taking a lot of offense early. You're really looking for anything that lets you survive, pretty much. Anything that lets you survive. So in this particular instance, I'm going to take Rope Friction just because it kills enemies fast enough that hopefully I don't immediately pass away. So doing a little bit of extra damage in the early combats should save me something like 15 health maybe. So we'll take the Rope Friction. Alright, fine. And I'm actually going to grab training weights because we are going to be leaning into spikes. Although, remember, we really don't generate any spikes right now, so this actually only benefits Constrict, but it's fine. We're going to do that. It at least kind of plays into our eventual strategy. We go double Tarnished Vaults, unsurprisingly. We always do that unless we are Forgery Forge, and we're not. This is a nasty roll, huh? Ink Drain on this combat is bad. I'm going to hit them both. Orb, and then apply some burn damage here, and we're gonna try our best. We're going to lose maximum health here. It's just unavoidable. These things have simply too much health to push through, sadly. So... oh, did we do it? Oh my god, I can't believe we did it. That's surprising. Alright, fantastic news. Alright, Braided Acacia is an option here that I like. Verdant gives me something here. We could go Cloak of the Conspirator for Warden, but I think getting Striker 2 and leaning into Verdant is correct, and it makes Braided Acacia plays nice with the Spikes approach anyway. When we get hit, we do damage, so it's kind of all the best. Shield Wall is a snap click here. I like Quicken, but Shield Wall is better. For sure, we'll take that. And then what? Powder Monkey's Stockpile is reasonable, I suppose. We get a grinder, we get a grinder. Which means I probably grind up Braided Acacia because it's a very efficient grind here. So we'll just do that right away. It's efficient because it gets me very close to a tilt on Verdant, which I really want. So... stick with the easy combats. We are too weak to try to push anything else. Alright. Oh wow, that's a really early treasure pot, huh? Interesting. I really want this treasure pot. So we're gonna greed hard on it, I think. I am going to Shield Wall here, which will kill a majority of these enemies. But I do also want to try and get Controlled Weaving. Yes. It's good to do it. I'm going to blast them. We'll take the orb, and I'm going to apply further burns. Okay, we're at least pushing through some of these enemies here. Good. I would like to focus on... it's an interesting challenge. I think we're gonna bring in more, even though it doesn't get that kill necessarily. I want to We get controlled weaving, which does more damage overall. And then we can burn everything. We can orb and then burn everything again. And we come pretty close to reducing most of this damage to 0. We take 3. Now, unfortunately, that is an ensnaring effect and ink rot, so a bit of a bummer. But we do have shield wall active at this point. I'm going to yank everything together. We're going to blast. I'm going to take the orb here. I cannot reach the orb. Unbelievable. That's okay. We can at least stop a majority of this damage. We take 0 here. Great. So I think I actually leaked a little bit of health there, but we did fine overall. Good work. Okay, it is Steelbrella, and it's not even close. If we end up on a really weak floor, we're able to get some shielding, but most importantly, it gets me on Bastion, which is absolutely critical. Ugh, a bunch of ambusher garbage. I don't want it. Cultivate, Blink. Blink is almost certainly correct. Here I can use this to generate orbs, but most importantly, I can use this to move, which will be a problem. I don't need the damage. Cultivate can be made into a sustain machine, but I think Blink provides immediate value. I'm going to take that. Alright, we're going to grab Steelbrella. Probably grinding it up. I'm going to spend $50 here, I think. Oh, interesting. I kind of want to get better from this. I'm going to spend the $50. Oh, yeah. Alright, cool. The Orbulusum, or however you pronounce that, is an option here. It's fine. It gets me on Orblord, which I do appreciate, but I need to be careful. I will say, Orblord 3 fully offsets the downside of overstimulated, right? Big fan. If I grind up Steelbrella... Yeah, if I could take Pulsar Belt and get another shielding, which is nice. This was a really good reroll. We're going to find some value here. The question just becomes, what do I grab? Enchanted is not particularly useful, although it does benefit the burn that I'm applying from Constrict right now on rope friction. I think getting in on Orblord 3 will be valuable. We're going to take that. I would grab the Shield Relic there, or the Pulsar Belt, if I didn't already have Steelbrella. Let's go to the Sea Breach. It's too early to Carver, and the Binding Empowerment is not it. I need this one glyph already for our key. Sea Breach. Get an uncommon vestige, or... Ooh, I can get an epic vestige. Let's... I have to look. Collection, vestiges, vestige weaver. What do we have? Laid rope. Each thread attached to you grants you damage resist. It's got Warden on it. On your turn, use Constrictor its ascensions on all enemies. It's good. On your turn, if you have 2 or fewer threads, thread a random enemy. That's pretty powerful, but I actually genuinely want Warden, so I think I want the uncommon here. Great, laid rope. Incredible news. Cool. That is going to provide a lot of value. We're going to immediately... We're still not strong. We're going to this easy combat. I get a fish. Go ahead and drop the Mercurial down. Grab the fish. The fish will be important. Well, Brain Tune is not particularly important, but it would be important for the boss of this book. Alright, unfortunately, I roll into a fairly annoying enemy. Hit them here, take the orb. I'm going to actually eat the potion to walk out of this because, of course, I got a little unlucky here. And I don't want to get ink drained. I guess I actually didn't need to do that. I have Blink now. Fair enough. That's okay. Well, in that case, we can just kind of greed this a little bit and then teleport, and it's fine, right? Yeah, Blink is good, as it turns out. I'm over here overthinking it. I was like, yes, I need to address this problem, and etc., but it's actually just fine. Let's go ahead and blast this mid-floor. It kills this guy, but also does some serious work for us. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab this, take the orb, grab this. We get everyone here while taking 0. Fantastic. And then I apply a bunch of burn. Good. Again, I don't need to worry about this as much as I am. Let's work on the wrinkling, because he gives you ink drain, and I don't want to get any of that. I guess we're just going to shoot a guy here, and that will do. Because again, I can just teleport away, right? You have that option, so it's kind of whatever. Let's go ahead and shield wall here. We're going to need that, and then we're going to go ahead and finish off Mr. Wrinkling Buddy. It is nice being able to get Orbeolusum and then immediately go for the Magic Power Surge on Stitch. Big fan of that. We kind of blast everything out here. We actually avoid taking damage altogether here, don't we? Very nice, in fact. I'm very pleased with that. We did okay. Orbeolusum doing some heavy lifting. Wow, that's a tough call. I'm going to talk about that in a moment. Dun's Head, Survivor Bonsai, or... yeah, it's going to be Survivor Bonsai. We're probably going to take damage, but it gets me Striker and Verdant, which I appreciate. Now, we could take the Verdant Sprout, which does put me on Vigorous a little bit, which is very good. Okay, so let's think for a moment about what we're dealing with here. I'm probably dropping Powder Monkey's stockpile here. We're already in on Striker 2 because I salvaged a Braided Acacia. We have training weights. It's fine. I'm going to keep that one. I can easily get Striker 4 again. Here. I have a lot of options for it. Softened Wispit is functional. But here's the thought I'm having, is I want Unearthed Relic here. It's a really good roll. It gets me Bastion 2, but most importantly, it gives me Omni damage whenever I generate Shield, which for the moment isn't very frequent, but is an option. My concern was that this was competing with a second Braided Acacia, but we're okay because of Survivor Bonsai, I think. Right? We just take the Survivor Bonsai, it's early, I'm going to grab the Unearthed Relic, and we should be reasonably defensive. I guess I can hold on to the Powder Monkey stockpile for now. It's not necessarily detrimental. I can teleport away instead of relying on movement, but it's not ideal. Let's go to the Sea Breach. I never go to this Binding Empowerment unless I can actually afford the second one. Just getting an uncommon is not that important here, right? If I could get the other one, that would be something different entirely. Let's eat the fish for the boss, take the potion. Oh, that's good. Two barrier potions is nice. One random rare augment, always pick this. 100%. I don't want to flood my stuff with uncommons, and there's a lot of good rares that I could roll into. Potent Stitch. You know, I wanted the other rare for Stitch, but I'll take it, you know. I would have taken the defensive one, but it's fine. A good enough pickup, all things considered. We spend our 1 key on the Unbound key, of course. I kind of look at this. Oh yeah, we're going to take Swindler's Getaway 10 times out of 10. It's more pincushion, but it also gets me Warden 2, and gives me 5 damage resist, and gives me more spiked. Absolutely, and we just get rid of the Powder Monkey stockpile there. And we feel pretty good about that, in my opinion. We have Warden 2, Verdant 3, which will start adding up eventually. What else? Now, I haven't gotten in on Orblord yet, which is a bit of a bummer, but that's fine, I suppose. I'm not going to buy only 8 health here. I have 2 potions. It should be enough. Let's see. I'm going to grind up Steelbrella after this particular combat. And I'll also grind up Orbeolusum, I think. So those will get me in on those appropriate builds, and I think that will be fine. I guess I'll just hold on to training weights for now. I've had problems, by the way, with double Survivor Bonsais. I might have considered this, but it's risky, I think. Right? I've had problems where you get them both and they don't stack properly. Also, I don't think Survivor Bonsai is so incredible that I'm happy about this. 15 hit points is a lot to give up here. I could re-roll and attempt to purchase another uncommon, but basically I'd have to replace, training weights, which is worth a lot right now. It's worth, let's see, 30 physical power, which is pretty darn good. I think we just chill, save our money, and move on. Cool. All right, we should be pretty decently set off for this. I think we're good to go. All right, Lusk, don't do too much to me. What do I get? I got Lusk Explosion. They don't die. Instead, they take half hit points. And we get Chompies. My absolute nemesis, Chompy. All my homies hate Chompy. All right, we're going to go ahead and controlled weaving here. Take the orb and controlled weaving again. It is nice. You can see how much damage we're taking here. Is it worth it to take this 7? I think we should aggressively use our potions, so I think it's actually super worth it to do this much damage and go shield up here and just take this hit, right? For 2. It just feels correct. It also gives him punctured. I can always potion this turn if I want to. It's something I should be prepared for. What's the easiest way for me to get them both? Can I get them both here? Ooh, it's close. I think I can do it from here, and that's still in range of... Okay, yeah. That is still in range of everything. I wish to minimize incoming damage. To do that requires some effort. Well, we'll apply a bunch of burn, and then I'm just going to go ahead and pop one of my potions here. This is a lot of incoming damage that we stop, which is great. I'm happy enough using these particular... What are they called? These particular potions now, because we'll get stronger faster later. Orb, and then let's just immediately phase here. It's good. I'm gonna walk away. The hope is that when the Chompies spawn, they stack up in kind of a useful way. Yeah, it actually it worked out in our favor here. I get 3. I get a 4th. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm basically gonna kill 2 of those enemies over there. This is 100% my shield wall turn. Just go ahead and click that. And then I think I should consider... Can I bind them both from here? I can. That's controlled weaving, which is powerful. I'm going to go ahead and blast a bunch of them. Take the orb. And then we hit them. I'm going to go ahead and teleport away. This is still a lot of damage. I'm just going to go ahead and use the potion on this turn. Pretty much using these on Chompy turns because Chompies are horrifying. We all hate Chompies. Alright. I unfortunately can't get this last guy in the range of the ability, so that's a bummer. What I would like to do first is constrict, then orb for Orbulusum, and then blast, and then constrict again. Now, we don't have a lot of spikes generated right now, so I'm just going to leave. Our spikes generation is god-awful at this point. It's true. Shield wall for sure. Let's go ahead and see if we can get these guys. It's a terrible orb position. I don't have to worry about it too much because I do have the teleport, which is nice. I can just like come over here and then be like, wow, that's terrible, and then teleport and get the rest of these guys in the binding that I want. Then we blast, and then we blast, and then we walk away and take pretty much exactly 10, but it's probably the best we're gonna get, I think. It would have been 10 now, 10 later, one of the two. Only so many choices, so fine. Alright, it's time to try and finish this if we can. We're close is the thing. We blast. I'm gonna go ahead and burn. Laser him. Well, he does in fact live, but I can finish him on this turn by just popping the constrict, so we'll just do that real fast. Alright, we get out. Woof. It's good. We lived book 1. Fantastic. Impenetrable wall? Incredible. Alternatively, draining threads. On defeating enemies you've threaded or on detaching one of your threads, restore health. I actually like that more. This is a bummer. I was kind of hoping to get anything but stitch upgrades. Tangle is good for threading a lot of creatures, right? I can grab them and then anything I hit with Tangle gets threaded. It's probably Tangle, if I'm being honest with you. I could go... So is the power play. It's just better Stitch, right? But I think Tangle is going to be the more impactful pickup for this particular build. I need to thread more and quicker without spamming thread because it's inefficient. So it's not like I didn't get Loom or something, right? So yeah, let's go Tangle here. Fine. Now, draining threads is very efficient. This will give me a lot of health. It's probably better than Impenetrable Wall, which only benefits me once every 4 cooldowns. It's definitely not Seamless Constrict. I'm not trying to do a burn spam build here, although it is providing a lot of value right now. It is what it is. We're going to take Draining Threads. That's acceptable. There was nothing in that shop that I wanted. Let's go ahead and move on. You could argue that I should purchase the health, but I'm only down 11 right now. It's not that bad. We move on. So far, we're not that powerful, but we at least have something. First order of business, Orbulusum, you're gone. Great. Orblord, give me Orblord. And then we're going in on Steelbrella, sacrificing that real quick. Fantastic. Alright, we've done the thing. Gunk filled, I can get around it thanks to Blink. Tourist Trap is not bad. My biggest problem here with Tourist Trap, rather the Starship, is just that the Starship is very dangerous. The Mimic is terrifying. I think Nim is much more easily manageable. Rhinferno is bulky and durable, but I think manageable. The question is really high gravity versus gunk filled. And that's a hard question to answer. I did just get Orblord, and I have Blink, so I have options here. I think Garden's Edge is going to overall be a better experience, so I think we're going there. Gunk-filled is dangerous, but I think I can get around it thanks to Blink. I don't have Constricting Pull, unfortunately. Otherwise, I would be able to yank things in and then kill them on top of me. But, man, Gunk-filled might be a real problem, huh? High Gravity is also dangerous. Let's go to the Silent Promenade. I think High Gravity is maybe more manageable. I think it will be able to pull this off. I'll be on the lookout for the Swift set if they show it to me, but I might be tilted out of it at this point. Give me double rare augments. Remember our discussion at the beginning of this run. Rare augments are critical for Weaver, especially on a durable build like this, or a build that's supposed to be durable. Okay, now I need to thread something, and then it's going to grab them all, and then it... Right, it does the thing. Got it. This is accurate. I grab this guy, we get the controlled weaving. I blast... Shield, Orb, Blast. And I healed on this turn. Cool. Nice. This guy dies. And then Draining Threads. Great. Fantastic. Okay. Alright. Hit these guys. I go Thread here, which gets them all. And then I'm going to blast them. And I get healed. Great. We came out ahead. Cool. I like it. Ah, yes. Cycle Generator. This is pretty much what I was looking for. I'm looking for Swift. Yep, we're going to take that. That offsets high gravity in a big way. Oh, baby. Oh, everything. Even shielding Blink. Ooh, buddy. All right. It's a real shame they gave me all of the good ones on one of these, but we're going to be double tapping Constrict pretty consistently, so this is going to represent like 6 shield a turn. So absolutely we take Shielding Constrict. I'm going to go ahead and grab sturdy threads. We will have things threaded, so it adds up. I know spiked wall for more spikes is tempting, but I can get them from something else. Where are we going? Binding empowerment, sea breach. I think I'm just going to go for the vestige at the hovel. It's fine. It's a freebie. You get, what, 2 destructibles and a vestige, so it could be way worse. It's a guaranteed value. Hammer of the Rail is... I'm not going to generate shield here is the problem, right? I don't want Thunderstruck Bell. It's unfortunate I'm getting that Inventor tilt from Steelbrella. I'm going to go ahead and re-roll this guy. We could do better. Gnarled Root is pretty much fantastic. Gain 1 damage resist per stack of spike. Yeah, we just take that and move on, for sure. 100%. I already have a cycle generator, which is good. I don't actually mind the magic tilt here. It's not ideal, but it's fine. We at least can benefit from it. And then we have to go for the Guardian of the Unbound Key. Hopefully we win this. It's going to be tough, but I think we're poised to come out ahead. Oh yeah, of course. Just give me the treasure pot immediately. Thanks, game. I really appreciate that. Okay. We are taking low damage, fortunately. I'm going to go ahead. Our goal here is to apply burn because it is useful. And then I'm going to greed for money because reasons. Okay, that's a decent turn 1. Punctured helping out here. Now, I wish to... Controlled weaving, for sure. Okay. Do a big swing. How much health am I taking? I'm going to take the orb. I'm going to go ahead and... yank things in, and then we blast again. I don't actually clear the... treasure pot, but I'm not terribly upset about it. It's fine, right? I'm coming out ahead here thanks to Constrict, providing a ton of value. We at least get some cash here, which is good. Go ahead and shield, orb, shield. This is what we're cooking. This is what we're talking about here, right? If I can now generate the spikes I need to get these kills, I think we'll be in, right? Yeah. Absolutely. We're feeling pretty decent. I'm actually healing from these, which is great news. And I'm beating Chompies, which is promising. We gotta beat Chompies every time. I'm actually taking damage here? What? That's illegal. How dare you? Taking damage. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and generate shield spikes then. It's fine. And I guess we'll stab them a bit. I mean, I'm coming out ahead thanks to the healing regardless. We're going up on max HP here, which is good. Alright, with one enemy, we should be easily able to push this. We can. We just zap him and shoot him a bunch. Our damage is actually pretty bad unless he punches me. But fortunately, that seems pretty easy for him to do. We zap him. Oh, I'm taking none here because of the stun condition. Pretty good. We're actually in pretty decent shape here. Right? Yeah. It's interesting, I'm actually converting this excess movement via cycle generator into magic damage, which is interesting. 82 magic damage is pretty good. Is it only for the next turn? Yeah, it is only for the next turn, but that's okay, I think, right? Yeah, it's fine. I certainly don't mind. 95. That number keeps going up, which actually provides a respectable amount of value, right? This is going to be a lower one, yeah, 78. Well, you can see we have a pretty decent setup here in terms of staying alive, thanks to Shielding Constrict pulling us out here. So, great work. Okay, we get the Key of Quills. We succeed at the Guardian of the Unbound, which is fantastic news. I would like very much to... Ooh, Verdant Blossom is great. If I can get further in on Verdant. Verdant 8 lets me generate more max health, which is fantastic. Death Scythe also synergizes with this and gets me some vigor. Can I make that work in any way? Oh yeah, we sacrifice Vigorous, the Verdant Blossom, and then carry the Death Scythe, and we end up on Vigor 2, which is pretty cool. Restorative Wall. Yes. Yep, 100%. Okay, we have a grinder. We do have a grinder. Great. I'm going to go ahead. Now, Warp. Warp is interesting. I don't love this, right? I gain 3 shield, which is cool. I do like that, but it slows down the cooldowns on this a bit. It might be useful. I think it is worth it for the 3 shield alone. It's better than Blast, and I don't have the glyphs to re-roll this, so unfortunately we're going to take Warp here. Alright. Let's open up the shrine first. Our grind here it is, Verdant Blossom. Yep, there we go. Verdant Blossom is about to be sacrificed. Great. I still have not derived any value from Survivor Bonsai, which is hilarious. I might... What if I just remove it? Unclear it. I might just remove it. I'm pretty close to it. I'm going to take the Death Scythe, though. I think that is going to be correct. I mean, it is just maximum hit point spam, right? I could just salvage the Survivor Bonsai the next time. If I end up taking only 0 damage on every combat, it's kind of whatever. Now, I can be a little more aggressive here. We're pretty strong. Double rare augments are huge. It's worth more to me than the glyphs, I think. Yeah, I think so. Double rare augments on Weaver is nuts, so we take these. We move on. I do have, fortunately, I've rolled into Verdant 5, finally, so that's good. Alright, now the cool thing is, I just zap this guy in the middle, and they all end up in this state, which is cool. I'm going to go ahead and switch positions here, which is funny, but functional. I'm only taking 1 damage, really? Well, in that case, I'm going to prioritize on this turn getting hit by the Razor Shade. I don't want to get hit by Mr. Ink Drain Buddy Boy, right? That just seems bad to me. So we zap him, and then we take Razor Shade's hit. I am going to lose maximum health. There's pretty much no way around this, right? Unfortunately. We zap here. I'm going to finish off these guys, which is great work. I'm going to get... Oh, there's a Chompy somewhere. Do I not have... Oh, I guess I don't have controlled weaving, or I didn't anyway. Regardless, I think I'm teleporting away, and then we're going to go ahead and shield wall here, I think is the accurate play. Yes. It generates spikes, which is huge. Now, sadly, Ink Drain is coming up and being a thing, which is unfortunate, but it's okay. It could be much worse. Let's go middle shot here, and then huge amounts of damage and a pull, which is good. I'm gonna go ahead and shield, orb, shield, stab, walk away. Is there a way I can kill this burrower next turn and not take more drained? I can. It's actually probably correct to take this hit. Ugh, I hate it, but I think I agree. You get the Ink Drain, but it at least kills him on this turn, which is important, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he's gone. Alright, that's worthwhile, I think. We zap this one dude, then we go and do it again. I might be able to actually finish this guy next turn, so let's just walk away. Maybe save on that ink drain. Zap, orb, we zap, and we're out. Great news. Okay, we've managed to offset a large part of this drained with powerful hits on Death's Scythe there, which is good. It's a bad augment. That's also a bad augment. Although Quickening Blink reduces the highest cooldown, which will almost always be Shield Wall when it's up. These are bad rolls, unfortunately. Prickly Presence. Yes, this is fantastic. Do we have a grind? I do. So the plan here is I grind Survivor Bonsai because it's only gotten 10 physical damage. Fantastic news. So we grind the Bonsai. This maxes out Striker again and gets us closer to Verdant 8. And then we pick up Prickly Presence here on gaining HP, gain 2 stacks of Spiked. We generate a lot of HP right now. So I think this is going to be very effective. Extremely effective, in fact. Now, we unfortunately didn't roll very well on these augments. I don't think it's Hex. I don't care. I'm just like zapping people with Tangle because I can. Eventually, I think I probably get rid of Cycle Generator, but... Or maybe I grind it up towards the end just for the extra 5 movement. When defeating a threaded enemy, thread the nearest enemy. I think I'm just going to take Quickening Blink here. It's good. Good enough anyway. And then maybe I take another Quickening Blink. Fine. It's fine. If it lets me cast Shield Wall a whole bunch, then it's okay. It's a really good set of grinds. All I need is one more grind on a Verdant, and then we are at the power level, which is when we start really scaling our max hit points. Now, we're at the final boss. This has been pretty quick, actually, huh? Vampire's Diary, Mobius Vine. Another Verdant Blossom is hugely valuable. I am probably going to give up Laid Rope. I think so. I think that is the sacrifice here. Yeah, Swindler's Getaway plays very nicely with Gnarled Root. These are huge complementary approaches. I need the Verdant Blossom because it gets me Vigorous 5 for now, which is value, but I can grind this, which gets me to the real power play for the final boss. So I think having this is more important than anything else. Laid Rope, go bye-bye. Alright, cool. Wonderful. I do need to keep Cycle Generator. Just remember, we have high gravity. I can't just give up my movement buff, right? It's too important. I do need positioning, right? It can't all be warp. But we're otherwise very stable, so we're going to hold on to our build as is and move on. Okay, see where we get. Alright, good. We spawned next to me. That's fantastic news. So if I zap here, I should be able to triple thread. Great. Then we go... He does have bombs. And then his smash knocks people back. Sure. Let's go ahead and shield wall here. Switch positions with him. Orb. Shield wall. And I think I should be able to easily take 0 here. Yeah. I just walk over here. He's going to knock me back, but I also kind of don't care. Yeah, here you go, bud. Knock me downward, actually. I prefer that. Great. A good turn. I want to get the bombs out. Great. We do the zap. Great news. We go Constrict. Orb. Constrict. I can take 0 here easily. There's a point where I want to take some damage because it kills him faster. So I'm thinking actually it is shield wall, move a little, warp. He's very confused, I suppose. I guess he's aiming that way. Interesting, I thought for some reason that would redirect him. I guess it didn't do damage. Alright, well, that's fine. I'm not going to take any hits then. Bummer. I was kind of banking on that, but that's okay. Zap over here, we laser beam, we get them all, it's fine. Orb. Do the big pull. Currently threatened for 3 health, but I'm not actually mad about it. I do want to hit him, is the thing. I want him to hit me, is the bigger thing. So, this is just the nature. It gives me vigor, it's fine, right? I'm not worried about it. We're going to switch positions with him first. Then I can zap him, which gives me Death's Scythe and a whole bunch of other value. Then we just blast, orb, blast. I guess I really should have shield walled first, but it does not really matter. And then we can walk away and just take a casual 0. Unfortunately, me being in this bomb doesn't hit him twice, so we'll just take the 1 hit here. And that's acceptable. Sure. Perfect, honestly. We are perfectly defensible right now. Let's warp him and then zap him. Can I get this orb? I sure can, which means I can walk away, which is exciting. I'm going to... How much damage are you doing? 15 right now. If I hit him, he redirect. I don't mind taking damage, but this is a big number that I'm not all in for. Not really interested in taking this much damage, right? Yeah, no, I'm not interested in that. So I think we chill, unfortunately. I want to watch for... The platform is going to start getting smaller, unfortunately. So... we get the zap at least. That's nice. We're going to go ahead. Orb. Shield. If I walk back, I think I can reduce this number by a fair margin. We zap him and then leave. We take 0 here, and that's probably ideal. We're slower than I want to be. We're also finally starting to suffer from high gravity. We've been out of these combats quicker, typically, but we're not now. I would like to zap 1, zap 2, we get controlled weaving. I'm going to go ahead and blast, orb, blast, and we walk away here. We will walk away, yes. I'm going to shoot him, though. Do a little bit of damage here. If I can hit him, it's free damage. And then I think there was a... Wasn't there a corner here? Or no? No, apparently not. Not a corner. Well, I take 6, and that will have to do. I think I could potentially risk the teleport swap here. Interesting. Sure, actually. I take 4. That's better, I suppose. Now, he's going to push me back, I think. Or he doesn't? Maybe I was too far away. That's okay, I'll take it, right? We're fine. I haven't actually phased him yet, which is a real bummer here. We are wicked slow. I need to zap him. Great, okay. We managed to avoid that. Can I wiggle out of this? There is a wiggle out. Great news. I can also just shoot this thing, and I will. We have a lot of health. What this means is this does mean that I'm doing bonus damage for each maximum hit point that I have, but dang, we are still slow. I need him to hit me pretty consistently here. So go ahead and shield up on this one. Let's beam him, damage him, take the orb. We're gonna zap him, and then I'm gonna go ahead and shield up and take 0. Pretty much perfect. Take 0, but get hit. Incredible. And then I'm on the edge of this. Nice. Great. Let's go ahead. Get the... Let's zap him. Get the other guy here. We're going to go ahead and shoot an orb. I'm going to actually swap positions. Can I swap with myself? Oh my god, it lets me do that? I didn't think it would allow that, but the fact that it does is wild to me. We're going to zap him. And I'm going to attempt to do as much damage as I can here. Okay. Fortunate. We're going to shield up here first. I'm going to switch with him. I'm going to hit him, but I'm going to hit him from this position. Yes. Then we go zap, orb, zap. Laser beam him. There's a 6 in here, and I'll take 6. This is one of those moments where I'm happy to take damage because I have the hit points to spare and I need to kill him. This is actually a dire scenario, right? Maybe I should really have gone in on this horseshoe crab. If I lose here, I really should have used this. Should I commit on this? I think so. Man, we're really slow. I should have really grabbed that earlier, I think. Okay. Zap. Blast. Okay, stop this. Whatever. Orb. Shield wall. We're going to port to ourselves because it's silly that it allows it, but I will do it. Then I blast, and we're going to zap again. Same damage for each of them. Cool. I then walk away. Can I take... There is a 2 damage spot here. Yep, there it is, right there. By some miracle. Okay, we'll do it. Okay, I want to shoot him first. I'm not wasting any damage here. 100 damage is 100 damage. We'll just put it that way. 2 damage overall. Yikes. Okay. Make that... The goop goes away here, which is at least phenomenal. We are... Let's just say barely skating by, huh? We go blast, orb, blast. What if I walk away and then just, like, shoot him from within the goop, right? Take 17 here. Is this ever correct? I think actually it is. We zap him here, so I take this 17, and then he puts the bad lava away. Alright, we're doing it. I'm going to go ahead and teleport out of the nightmare. We're going to shield up for starters. I need to focus on the boss here. Accurate. Boss must be focused on. Okay. How do I minimize my damage taken? Hilariously, I do actually think it is simply standing in the goop. Okay. We're standing in the goop. We're doing our best. We're making our max hit points work for us, is what I'll say. Fantastic. This is about as good as I think anyone could have hoped for today. Let's bam here. I'm going to kill these guys. I'm going to switch places with him. Right? Look, I'm not happy about it either. But you gotta understand, I need to live. And then I walk in the goop again because I don't want to take bombs. The cool thing is he has now created his lava protecting the middle, which I can reach. I can escape. My goodness. Are we out? We did it. That was The most harrowing Rhinferno combat of my entire career. We ended up farming a lot of maximum hit points, hilariously, so that's neat. Alright, those are some good upgrades. Oh, these are some good upgrades. Loom is great. Cool, absolutely I will take Loom. It just makes the whole situation easier. And now here we get Impenetrable Wall, which is nice, but I think Blurring Blink, which is basically available essentially every turn, is going to be incredible, right? Just more defense. Cool. Blur is great. We take these. Yeah, Mr. Plus 39 health on Death Scythe over here. Ridiculous. What a ridiculous combat. That was very painfully slow. To such an insane degree that I'm not sure what else to say besides ouch. But we did win. Let's move on. Ugh, yikes. I need to make it past the elites. If I do, then I think we have some options available to us. Hopefully we find a legendary that helps. Maybe we finally see, I don't know, Window to Eternal Longing would be pretty good here. The Porcupine would be pretty good pickup. There's going to be 1 billion incoming damage. Just fair warning. Okay, first of all, shield up. I'm going to go ahead. Oh, I love Loom, man. It's so nice. Just have everything done. Wonderful. Incredible news. Then we go Zap, Orb, Zap. I switch places with someone, and I actually come out ahead now. And pretty much everything passes away. The ink in a box is going to be a problem, but I can whittle it down with Burn. It will be fine. If those end up being the last holdouts, we'll be okay. Grab these guys. We're going to zap here, which gets them all. And we go Constrict, Constrict, switch places. Take 2 damage. That's 2 damage I'm willing to take in exchange for basically everything dying. It also gives me vigor back, which is cool. We seem to be decently in control here, which is good. Like, 50 is big numbers. It's 1 million enemies and a half, but fortunately Loom does an incredible amount of heavy lifting. I can just Ink in a Box slam, Orb, shield, and then we blur switch here and take 8, killing most of the floor. I had to do an extra Loom there, so I was a little behind on everything, but we managed to do a ton of work here, which is great. Good grief. 5 million enemies. It's okay. I can think of worse. We're gonna zap up top, and we go Blam, Constrict, Blur, please. This Blur does a ridiculous amount of heavy lifting here. Fantastic. Every time they hit me, I get spiked, which makes the spike damage even higher. Incredible. Honestly, fantastic. I can still heal further, and we can just do a swap here, and we're chilling, right? Cool. I'm not trying to farm here. The fact that I am farming is because this is a silly situation with only so many options here for me to actually kill the enemies. So here we go. I'm trying. Oh, hey, look. The one enemy spawned. I guess I'm gonna heal myself for 2 hit points. Weird. Alright, there we go. We did pretty well. We're over 100 hit points right now. 107 max HP. It's a lot to work with. Epic Augment. What do we get? Critical Stitch. Tightened Constrict. All of these are pretty bad. I guess I take the Tightened Constrict because I am benefiting a lot from... Well, I soon will be benefiting a lot from Verdant 8. But Verdant 5 is at least helping us. What are you? Spike of the Quillian Cult. Honestly, probably, right? Going pincushion 6 is pretty important. Health stimulant. I could get myself... I mean, Starwalker is great. That helps a lot. Alright, those are pretty good options. Let's go ahead and move on first before I make a decision. I'm pretty confident this augment is easy. It's just going to be Tightened Constrict here. It's not what I wanted, but it does add, you know, a chunk of damage. That's cool. Grab Big Key. It's obvious. Let's see what's in this. Cultivated Harmonies. Now, Armored Porcupine is pretty ridiculous here, right? It's significantly stronger than Unearthed Relic. Now, I give up some Bastion for it. So let's think about that before I pull the trigger, but... Health Stimulant is a fantastic salvage here, right? Just, it gets me Vigorous 7, which is incredible. Probably re-rolling this one, honestly. Yeah, let's go ahead and get rid of Health Stimulant. This is for sure going to be used. I'm going to salvage it. It gets me Starwalker 2, which is valuable. But most importantly, it gets me Vigorous 7, which is a ton of bonus health returned. Okay, great. Vigorous 7. This is not great. We could take the Spike, but I can think of better. Let's grab this, see what we hit. Is that really another Prickly Presence? I don't hate that, do I? I do not hate that. Let's then salvage the Blossom here. We go over on Vigorous, but it's okay. This gets me Verdant 8, which matters. Cycle Generator I'm fine holding on to. It's okay. This, I'm going to get the other Prickly Presence. We go way over on Vigorous, but I'm not mad about it, right? It's fine. Stay at this threshold. Am I strong enough? This does mean that I can afford a Legendary, which is nice. Or, more importantly, I can afford something to salvage at the next spot, which is also nice. I feel okay. I think we're good. I think I don't need to spend anything else. We're pretty strong. I did pick up a lot of value here. We're gaining tons of hit points in combat, which means we're generating a lot of spiked here. And yeah, we're okay. Warden 2 is enough. It reduces 1s to 0s, which is good. Unearthed Relic, I mean, this is essentially basically says gain 60 Omni damage and 1 shielding, which is pretty darn good, right? I will always take that. Alright, sure. Yeah, I'm happy about this. We're gaining a lot of damage suddenly from the Verdant 8, right? Just, that's basically what? 10% bonus? 100% bonus damage for all my attack bindings, which will add up. Yeah, let's move on. Already at full health, we're okay. Sure, good. Remember, he spawns at the top, so we start at the top. Alright. We're gonna go Zap 1, Zap 2. I think we just kind of shield up. Right? There's no major concern here. If I end up behind him, I feel pretty decent about this. Right? Yeah, so I want to go here so he gets swung on, and here so he gets swung on again. And then we chill behind him. He goes woozy. Great news. Now, unfortunately, woozy does mean that he's basically doing nothing. So that's a bummer. But Malediction is what his challenge modifier is. Reduce the player's will on phase change. It's a crazy one because he's got so many early phase changes, but it shouldn't be that big of a problem, I don't think. Enemies just do not do damage to me right now, it sure seems, so... Like, I'm just gonna sit on this orb and take a big fat 0. Right? It's just like, okay, cool. Neat. Shield up. Blast him. I'm not taking any damage, which means what? That I'm not actually gaining HP here, which is kind of silly. So, true, I suppose. I'm suffering from success. I'm going to have to kill him with magic damage. Can I actually switch positions with him? No, of course that doesn't work. I don't know what I thought, but it was a cute idea, at least. Sure, whatever. This is going to be very slow because he's not attacking. Oh my gosh, he's actually attacking me on this turn. Fantastic. I've been waiting for this. Give me my orb, and then I want you to walk away. Shield. Do more damage. Zap him. Stand in the enemy's attacks because it hurts them more. Alright, this is pretty much what you want this to do, right? I just teleport to myself, which it's funny because it actually reduces its own cooldown, so it does essentially nothing besides give me blur, which is, you know what? Not that bad. I can think of worse things to have happen. Get me out of this phase, please. Generate spikes. Teleport. A self. Alright. Incredible. I've generated spikes. I'm actually phasing him here. Wonderful job. Okay. Cool. We've at least managed to phase the lunatic. We're very slow, in case it was not obvious to you. So, well, I have to thread him again, don't I? Sure do. There we go. Hooray! Generate shield. Walk into the man's attacks. Hit me! Alright, it's fine. Hit me! Okay. He's trying his best to hit me. I would like blur. Great, I take 0 damage. Let's zap him. I want to stand at the edge of this. Sure, yeah, cool. Oh no, I've been hit by the enemy. What am I going to do? I'm going to take 0 damage again. This is actually kind of silly when you think about it. Oh no, I accidentally killed a runestone hand. It's okay. At this point, I mean, I just sit on it, right? He can't kill me. We've managed to create the run. We did it. Congrats. Great. He's going to attack me, I guess. I'm going to use my shield wall just so that it actually does something. I'm just generating shield at this point because there really is no reason not to. Ah, yes, we're phasing. Great work. Walk closer to the enemy. Good job. Okay, we did it. Great. On phase change. Orb. I do need to rethread him, don't I? I sure do. Let's go ahead and do that real fast. Great. Taking zeros again. All good. I have essentially no risk from the Runestone Guardians, which is kind of nice, so that's cool. This guy's not threaded, so I just change places with him, and then he's going to blast the Runestone for me, which is pretty cool. Great, and we just chill. There's really, I mean, I guess I'm actually going to click the spike just so I generate more spiked. Great. It's honestly simple. Let's teleport over here, get out of the goop, which is pretty much the only thing that actually threatens me. And then I take 0 damage. Fantastic. Laser beam him, stab him a couple times. Seems good. I'm doing a lot of damage, by the way. A surprising amount considering I have essentially no scaling whatsoever. It's all just Verdant 8 doing heavy lifting with 132 max HP, which is nice. Okay, we're going to sit on this turn, I suppose. We'll zap him. Problem is, again, he's not really doing anything useful on this turn, so fine. Sure. I'm apparently killing something, because Death's Scythe is happening, but I couldn't tell you what it was. right? And then we just teleport somewhere. I'm going to go ahead and stab them both, and then they attack the boss, and then we zap them. Cool. They're doing their best. They are doing their best. Really straightforward, honestly. Oh, hey, look, I'm taking another 0. Cool. This just means the Unbound is going to be similarly annoying, isn't it? But we'll definitely win, at least, which is nice. Orb. Oh no, I did it out of order. I'm a fool. It's okay. We win on this turn. Thank gosh. Thank goodness we're out of it. Alright, go team. Good grief. Okay, we get the win. And then I get healed 1 billion hit points at the end of combat for no apparent reason. Whatever's happening, none can say. Or was it just cash out my Vigorous or something? Unclear. Anyway, I'm at 141 health right now. I would be surprised if the boss could even do this much damage to me. By the way, very real possibility I take the cycle generator and salvage it here and then buy a legendary. Maybe I get Window to Eternal Longing finally. I don't. Leaky Pen? Not bad. I do finally get on Orb Lord 3 if I go that route, which is hilarious. I might actually unironically take the Spike of the Quillian Cult just to do more damage, because we're very slow. I don't really benefit from Cycle Generator is the thing. I mean, it's magic damage, but I don't really care. But collecting an orb, gain 100 Omni damage until a binding is used. It does get me Orb Lord 3 as well. +1 will per orb. It doesn't do much for me besides what? I spam Loom a couple more times. Leaky Pen is more efficient because it gives me an extra Constrict, which at a minimum is what? A decent amount of damage. I think I'm going to actually gain way more damage just by taking random Spike of the Quillian Cult, honestly. So here's the deal. We're going to salvage Cycle Generator. He's done his best. And then we go Spike here, and we just chill. I'm done. No legendaries. I don't need them. It's fine. I can't even be healed. Alright, we're good. This, at least, just means more damage. It's fine. I'm going to start centered, because he always moves somewhere random and weird. Where are you this time, bud? Bottom right. Very cool. Alright, let's zap, because it gets the threading. Fantastic. Begin the process of doing a bunch of damage. Cool, he's hitting me. I'm actually not mad about it, because it means he's taking poison damage. He takes 90 poison damage. He actually is just taking, like, 1,000 damage because of this Spike of the Quillian Cult, which is fantastic. Incredible. Now, I want to... I have Thread. That's important. We zap, we orb, we zap. It's fine. I'm going to teleport. Don't actually care if he hits me, but I kind of don't want the goop centered on the map. So please hit me. Great work. Incredible. It's just free damage is the thing, and I'm actually very happy about it. Actually, it's fantastic that I'm getting free damage here. Incredible. I'm taking 0. I'm going to eat the shroom because I might as well, and then I actually am just going to sit in this damage hit. Fine. It's giving me free 1,000 damage every turn. That's actually, honestly, awesome. Give me that threading, please. Thank you. Let's go ahead and do bam, orb, bam. I guess I'll teleport to something, sure. Reduce this to 0. I'm going to laser beam the boss. And I think that we're chilling here. Cool. It's kind of fun watching him just hit me and not taking any damage. It's pretty good, honestly, too. It's genuinely very strong. I could teleport to his position, which is very silly, but it doesn't really matter. Generate shield. Generate defense. Power up. Laser beam him from a distance. Do nothing else. There's no reason to. Alright, we got it. Cool. Now, I do have to not stand in the goop. The goop will hurt me in a way that is irrecoverable. Where is he? Oh, he's way down there. Neat. Alright, neat. I'm gonna grab this orb. We're gonna laser beam him so I get the last thing for controlled weaving, which is fun. Then I'm going to take 0 damage. Yeah, seems reasonable. We'll just take this hit. Fine. Cool. Great work. The fact that I'm actually farming health here as well is kind of ridiculous, but I suppose that is the nature of where we're at. Grab that orb. Generate shield. I actually need... What? I actually need my blur. It's fine. Laser beam him. We're at least getting through this slowly but surely, okay? It's taken a while. We all know it's taken a while. We're all here the same way. This is one of those, like, foregone conclusion builds, though, right? Where I know I'm winning, and it really is just a matter of making it happen. I actually am taking more damage than I would like to take here. So we're going to blur just to take the 0. And cool, great work. Periodically enemies do die, which gives me death scythe triggers, which is very entertaining. Hey, rude on this location for my orb, thank you. Gross, I had to waste it. It's fine. We're still going to take 0s here, so kind of whatever. And then we teleport again. We're going to finally thread this guy over in La La Land. We zap the boss and we chill. Alright. We'll eventually get through this phase. I promise. Eventually. I'm not generating enough spiked. Frankly, because I'm not taking any real damage is the issue. If I was actually getting hit by the enemy and taking real damage, then this would actually do something to me. But because I'm not, I'm only getting the spike triggers once when I gain max hit points. Because you gain the max hit points, but you don't gain the current hit points. Which means... Right, I gained them suddenly, and it's like, we figured it out. Alright, we're phasing. Great, we did it. Okay, plus 2 hit points, fantastic. Okay, and now it is the real phase. I didn't actually know it would move him like that, that's funny. Alright, our whole goal at this point is just to generate a ridiculous amount of shielding and basically just hit enemies, right? It's fine. That guy just jumped on me and immediately died, and that was really funny. So it's in my best interest to hit myself in sort of this glorious fashion where I wasn't expecting to want to do it, but I think it's correct. Look at this. Look how much spiked we're suddenly generating now because I can actually be healed. Check this out. Now it's going to go much faster. Actually ridiculous. This whole episode should just seriously be named Please Hit Me Harder. It feels masochistic, but I promise you it's actually good. Do damage to me. What if I just stood in the lava? Am I seriously going to consider standing in the lava? No, I don't care. Oh no, I'm taking 1 damage. I did this intentionally. Look how much spike I'm generating now. It's honestly great. Incredible work. Amazing. Tons of spikes being generated. It speeds it up, I'll tell you what. We're going through this phase faster than we were before. I do actually have to hit him, though. Remember this. It's easy to be like, yeah, whatever, final boss, don't care. But his ink shield is really annoying. Yeah, his ink shield is actually a real problem, so it's good to get rid of that. Currently sitting at around a casual 191 hit points. Very strong. We love to see it. Continue just hitting the enemy until I run out of vigor. Cool. Finally, Prickly Presence is doing work. Some real spiked damage today. Good grief. Alright, get rid of that ink shield. It's important. Zap him. Shield up. Move. Zap him. Great. We're doing damage. Okay. I am also accidentally continuing to farm hit points as part of this, which is entertaining, to say the least. Fantastic. I'm taking damage. Incredible work. 204 max hit points, 203. The numbers, they keep going up. Just gonna... I guess I am gonna hit him over here. Orb. Great. Laser beam him. Sure. Gaining hit points now. Suffering from success. Gaining more hit points now. Incredible. I guess because they're attacking themselves and killing themselves. True. Incredible. Hooray. Alright, where are we up to now? 211. The silly thing is, this actually is infinite scaling potentially for my... What are they called? My vigorous or verdant scaling, right? Oh no, I'm standing in the bads. What do I do? Oh, I'm winning, never mind. Whoops. He hits me and then dies. Excellent work. Final count, 218 max hit points. Seems okay. This was slow, but very secure, right? I was not at risk at all during that entire setup. 195 enemies. This is almost certainly because of the accidental farming on Rhinferno. Rhinferno was the biggest difficulty spike. I'm going to be real with you, by the way. Spike at the Quillian Cult added about 1,000 DPR to me, which is fantastic. I just needed numbers, and this was something. The strongest I was after Rhinferno when I was farming hit points against the elites. It's weird that I was more powerful against the elites than anything else because I could proc the Prickly Presence so reliably. Plus 93 hit points on Death Scythe, which puts it in perspective when I said, was it 217? That the rest of that had to have come from Verdant. Think about that for a moment. Verdant did a huge heavy lift here. Massive amount of scaling for defense. Otherwise, I mean, we get there eventually. It's painfully slow because I have 2 defensive bindings, but it's fine. I don't hate it that much. Eventually it gets the win. The burn helped, you know, every little bit. You want to do a little bit of damage here and there. It actually does matter. But draining threads ended up playing a huge part of this as well. Just a really good augment there for what I ended up doing. And yeah, cool. Looks like we figured it out. Spikes does work as long as you can, you know, get through the early game without losing. I think we were most threatened by our Book 2 Guardian, though, which is interesting. Very interesting. We hadn't really cleaned up a lot of those final moments yet, which it tends to happen, right? You get that big power boost before the villain, but I didn't get nearly as big of a power boost before the Book 2 Guardian. It's very likely if I had picked, like, I'm trying to think, Mimic, right? If I had been in Derelict Starship, I think I lose on Book 2, right? So your book choices do matter, but anyway, not much else more to add. We do take the victory here with Spike's Weaver. Incredible. All right, let's do it. So, hey, thanks a lot for watching this. I really appreciate your time. As always, you can give the video a like if you want. You can subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. And stay tuned for what's next. Take care, folks.